Okay, test. Should be good. We should be live. Let me turn off everything. Give me 1 second. We're hopping on live a little bit before what we planned, actually. So, welcome everybody. Let me make sure everything's good. Okay. Alrighty, so we are live here. We are doing some live severe weather coverage because we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning for the Jefferson County area. And before I get too far into this, the video is, or this live stream is sponsored by Kyle Kincaid at Loose Fuse Mazda. Make sure you give him a call if you're looking for a new Mazda. He does have $500 off all new vehicles. So without further ado, let's get right into this warning. And we need to make sure that we're sharing this live stream because we do have a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're just tuned in, we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson County and over in Monroe County, and it's going straight towards the Festus in the Peevely area. And once again, this does have a tornado possible tag, so they are seeing some potential that a tornado can be formed within this storm. So we need to be paying attention to this storm very closely. And it does have quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds being possible with this storm. So make sure, if you're just tuned in, that we're sharing this live stream because honestly, I didn't think it was going to get this bad so early. But do want to let you guys know, the people that are in here now, we're only going to be able to stream until 10 p.m. unfortunately, due to some conflicts. But we will be here as long as we can, as possible. So yeah, so like I said, we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning. It does have a tornado possible tag on it as well. And there is some broad rotation being picked up with this storm just east of the DeSoto area. So if you know anybody is moving to the north, so if you know anybody near the Festus region or Hillsboro or the Peevely area, you need to make sure they are aware of this storm because even though it is a severe thunderstorm warning, it does have tornado probabilities with this storm. So we need to make sure we're sharing this live stream to everybody so they are aware of what's happening. And let's change this. We're changing the camera around. And just like that, folks, we do have our first tornado warning. First tornado warning, everybody, for this storm. I told you it had the tornado potential. So we need to be sharing this live stream immediately with everybody that we do know. So we do have our severe thunder or tornado warning now, excuse me, for this storm. So if you're in the Festus, DeSoto area, you guys are in a tornado warning. The Peevely area, anywhere along I-55, you're in a tornado warning. So you need to seek shelter immediately. This is radar indicated. We don't have anything on the ground right now, but we are watching this for a quick moment, and then it finally got severe warning. Not sure what was taking them too long, but we do have, it looks like the possible rotation is right along 67, right before you get to Olympian Village. So if you know anybody that's on 67 near the Crystal City, the Bailey area, all the way into Herculaneum and Festus, you need to tell them that they need to get underground right now. And I mean, right at 67 and 110, you need to be in your shelter immediately, as we do have some radar indicated rotation. So let's please make sure we're sharing this live stream with everybody that you do know around the Jefferson County area. And even if they're in Arnold, Columbia, and Waterloo, make sure they're on the lookout because it will be on their way. So we need to make sure that we're sharing this and letting everybody know that there is now a tornado warning for the Festus, Platten, Olympian Village area. So like I said, the rotation is nice, decent rotation that we do have here. That's right along 67, right before you get to Olympian Village. So we are waiting for a new velocity scan. I assume it will be over Olympian Village right now. So need to be in your shelter immediately. And also, if you're anywhere in this polygon, if like Crystal City, Herculaneum, Monroe City, Valmeyer, all the way up to Sulphur Springs in the Peevely area, needs to be in their shelter now, as we do have a nice signature for this tornado. So something we might try to produce a tornado, very strong couplet that we're seeing here, right where we see the reds and greens mixing together. That is exactly where we're seeing the rotation here. So like I said, if you're in the Festus region, you need to be underground and the lowest, most inner part of your building or home immediately, as we do have a potential tornado, radar indicated, headed right towards the Festus region. And give me 1 second. We're getting the cameras pulled around here. I do want to let you guys know as well that we are going to be trying to stream as long as possible, but might be only till 10 p.m. So just want to let you guys know if we do have to hop off early, that is why. So a little disclaimer there. So I'm trying to see if there's any cameras that we can watch. Not seeing anything quite yet, but we will be watching out for that. But like I said, very strong rotation. Velocities are a little bit updated, so I would assume it's over Olympian Village and headed towards the Crystal City and the Festus area. The DeSoto area, I assume that you will be just fine. So yes, the DeSoto area will be just fine. And this is, by the way, the only warning that we have in the area. And of course, it has to be the tornado warning. So let's see, new radar scan. Yeah, so it looks like it just went right across Olympian Village, going right up near, what's that, Victoria Road, heading into Victoria proper from 67. It's right over there, going all the way up near Highway A, where Highway 21 and 55 connect. So if you're anywhere in that area, Festus, I would take shelter because you guys are in the warning. Peevely, I will be in your shelter as well. And I will be watching out, especially if you're in the Arnold region. So if you're in the Arnold area, you need to be watching out for this storm. And I do want to let you guys know that they have this polygon a little bit wide because we're not quite sure if it's going to track to the north or if it's going to track to the northeast. So we need to be watching both locations. So our friends in Illinois, Waterloo, Columbia, Arnold, all needs to be in shelter. This is a very serious situation. Yeah, velocities, let's see, velocities just updated. Let's take a look here. So luckily, the velocities are a little bit broad right over Olympian Village, but you still need to respect the tornado warning and be in your safe place. Even if we don't have anything on the ground, we need to be in our safe place now. So even though the rotation is broad, and we don't have anything on the ground, we need to take these seriously. Because we know how Friday's tornadoes was. We can't let our guard down. We need to be on alert. So if you hear the sirens going off in your area, you need to take the proper precautions and be inside your safe place, preferably in the basement or innermost part of your home or building. Ethan said, I ran home from work and Festus to grab my food. How long till I'll be safe to go back to work? The storm is going right near you, so I would be in your safe place right now. We do have an active tornado warning for the Festus region, so probably being out and about is probably not the best bet. Sirens went off in DeSoto, yes, just because it is in Jefferson County, so we do have to sound the sirens for Jefferson County, but I would be also watching the storm that's also in front of it as well, just in case. But it looks like it is starting to broad out just a little bit here on the latest scan that we just got. So, but like I said, if you're in Mappaville, Jarvis, all the way up near the Antonia area, I would definitely be watching out, as well as our friends in Illinois. So if you know anybody in this area currently, need to make sure that they're aware of this tornado warning and are in their safe place, because we need to take these seriously, because these storms can immediately drop a tornado at any time. That's why we do have this tornado warning in place. Just checking a couple things. Yes, this is the only warning at the current moment that we have for our area. Yeah, not seeing anything. Let's see, right over the Festus. They're all facing the opposite way, of course. Like I said, if you guys know anybody over at MODOK that can change the cameras around and face the storm, that would be helpful. So, we'll just keep these up right now. It's at the middle part of your screen, but like I said, we need to be paying attention to the warning. We don't need to be paying attention to the live videos because this is some serious information that we really need to make sure we're monitoring. Thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Where's the TKW hat? I immediately hopped on because I was almost not ready to go live. So, yes, you guys see the hairdo. Hard-working hairdo there. Thank you, Mom, for the super chat. Thanks for keeping us safe. You're welcome. I really do appreciate that. Courtney says, oh, I think you just followed. I appreciate that. I'm in the middle of Festus right off exit, and it's raining super hard. Yes, I would try to find shelter and Festus. Not sure if you're at the main exit, but try to go near like the Waffle House or the gas station, White Castles. Any place if you're near the main Festus region. Probably want to take shelter just in case, because we do have a tornado warning, so we need to respect the tornado warning and find our safe place immediately. Looks like the rotation is a little bit moving off to the left side of Festus, so that's something interesting to note there. But right now it is radar indicated. We don't have anything on the ground, so that is good news. But like I said, if you're in the Festus area, we need to still be in our safe place just in case. You probably think it's not going to miss you, but we do need to be in our safe place. Just checking the report here. Not seeing any hail reports, but we are getting some heavy wind. Heavy wind and rain is being reported. So there we have that. Looks like, okay, no new warning. Yes, this was very quickly warned. You can see, we'll pause the radar here, and I want to show you guys something. You see how this has a curve here? This is kind of what we're looking at here. So you can see a very strong curvature, which indicates tornado capabilities here. And all the dynamics, unfortunately, are possible. We do have a tornado risk in place. It is relatively low, but we do need to be careful about that. Just make sure the camera is properly set. There we go. We got the TKW hat on. Everything's good. So rotation here is starting to pick back up again. It looks like we're having an uptick in rotation, but it's just to the northeast side of Victoria, and that's where we see some broad rotation. So Crystal City is way off this way, but we still need to be in our shelter just in case we get the outside winds of the tornado. We need to be monitoring this situation, and unfortunately we don't have any cameras in the immediate location, but the camera at the middle of your screen is showing near the Festus area, so you can see heavy rain is being picked up by that. But let's hope, I do want to tell you, let's hope this storm in front of it tries to cut off its feed of energy into the storm. But real quickly, we do have more storms that are firing up to the southwest. This is eventually going to be moving into the area overnight tonight, which we'll try to be live for, but our max time that will most likely be is 10 p.m. So, but we'll do our best to try to go as long as possible, as long as we do have tornado warnings. But like I said, if you're just tuned in here and you're tuned into a live stream, we do have our first tornado warning radar indicated for 1-inch quarter-size hail that's just right to the west side of the Festus area, heading towards Route A. If you're along, let's see if we can get street Platts Road and Frontier Road. If you're near those areas near Route A, you need to be in your shelter because it looks like you have a direct impact from this radar indicated tornado. Like I said, we do not have any confirmation at this time of a tornado on the ground, but we do need to be taking this seriously. Remember, we had the tornado on Friday, and they can quickly drop down tornadoes, so we need to be taking these warnings seriously as they get issued by the National Weather Service. John says, I got some video, but can't figure out how to send it. See if you can tag me in it, or try to send me it on Twitter. Or try to send me it on the Facebook page through Messenger. Just checking a couple reports here. Yeah, it looks like the main line is going to catch up a little bit later. So whatever is out in front of this is what we have to watch. So we're still waiting on the new velocity scans. But like I said, if you're in Mappleville, Jarvis, Goldman, or anywhere east of Highway 21 near Sandy Valley Road, Goldman Road, and Sandy Church Road, y'all need to be in your safe place right now, because unfortunately radar is not updating quickly, so this storm may be near the Mappleville. Like I said, we just got our new velocity scan and starting to broad out just a little bit more, but it still looks like it's heading towards the Jarvis area, so we still need to be in shelter if we're in Festus as well, because like I said, if you're in a tornado warning, we do need to respect the polygon and take the proper action, even though the tornado might not be near in front of you or over you. We can still have tornado-like winds on the outside of the storm. So we need to be inside shelter, away from windows, because it looks like we do have a nice little hail core right on top of the Festus area right now. So if it's not the tornado, it's the wind and the hail that can also do damage. So like I said, we do need to stay in shelter as of right now. News says it's heading to the Festus YMCA area. I don't see the rotation on it. Yeah, I don't see any rotation. The main rotation I see is off to the west here, but anywhere, like I said, anywhere in this warning, you need to be in your safe place. So like the Peevely, Festus, Antonia, and you're not going to see the storm because there's a lot of rain in front of it. It's been cloudy all day, so we need to make sure we're taking our proper precautions. Okay, so we are getting a report that it did touch down briefly near Valley Road in Jefferson County. So it was radar indicated, but we are getting some reports that this was on the ground near Valley Road. Let's see if we can pull that up. See if we can put Valley Road, or does anybody know where Valley Road is near Jefferson County? Okay, so yes, just like what I said. So right here, Valley Road is where the tornado was touching down. So right here. So like I said, Mappleville and Jarvis, you need to be in your safe place, but anywhere in this warning needs to take their proper precautions as well. That is where we're showing the rotation as well, and that's where we still continue to see broad rotation that continues. So, but right along Valley Road, we are getting a confirmation that the tornado touched down briefly near Valley Road in Jefferson County. So this road right in front of your face here is where we do have some reports coming in of a brief touchdown of this tornado. So we need to be taking this storm seriously, and we do have a hail threat in Festus that will also be causing potential damage as well. So anywhere in this polygon does need to be in their safe place immediately. Ann Wood said, just started raining in Imperial. Yes, we do have some storms out in front of it. Not seeing anything concerning as of right now, but we do have some heavy showers and thunderstorms that are making its way up into, unfortunately, the city area and St. Louis County, and as well as Illinois. So, like I said, this is just the beginning part, but we will have this line of storms that will be moving through overnight into the overnight hours. So, like I said, anything, in my personal opinion, if you're wondering how bad it's going to be, any of these storms that are in front here, like any of these storms here that we see out in front of it, those are going to be the major tornado producers. And then the storms out west, this whole line out here is going to be a wind threat. So, like I said, any of these storms that are forming to the south until they catch up into the line will have all hazards possible. So we need to be watching out for that. And it looks like at this moment the Festus storm does look to be weakening, but the rotation is still there. So I will still be in your safe place. But if you're in the DeSoto area, Olympian Village, the Platton area, Selma, you guys are in the clear. You guys can come out of your safe place. You guys are still in the tornado warning, but it has moved a little bit to the north. Looks like whiteout conditions right as we go into Peevely, so definitely need to be taking our proper precautions here. Amy says, tornado sirens sounded in my town in Columbia, Illinois. Yes, Columbia, Illinois. It is in the county of Monroe County, so they did sound the warnings as well. So you might not be in the immediate threat, but I would still be on the lookout. You don't need to take immediate shelter right now, but you need to be tuned into the live stream and make sure that you're staying ahead of the storm, and you can take the precautions when they're needed. So right now, looks like the main threat is right along Highway 55 near Herculaneum. So if you know anybody going north or south from the Peevely or towards Peevely from Festus, you need to tell them to pull over and try to get in some sturdy structure, because it looks like we do have some quarter-sized hail that will be falling from the sky, and you really don't want to be driving through that. A lot of people had that experience on Friday, and we didn't really get a lot of good feedback, so let's try not to do that again. So anybody on 61, 67 as well, or 55 really needs to be inside, and because we do have a tornado warning, but it needs to be inside because just in case we have no touchdown, hail and wind will also be a big threat as well. The storm that's in front of it, you're probably wondering, what do I think about it? Near the Arnold area, it looks pretty messy. It looks like a blob right now, but we'll be monitoring it and may get a severe thunderstorm warning, so let's not be concerned if we do get one here in a little bit. But right now, it does look very unorganized in the tornado department. But this Peevely storm, we'll call it, we'll check the velocities here and see if we're seeing anything in the velocities. Looks like the rotation has gone away for now, but that does not mean that we come out of our safe place. We still have the tornado warning in effect for 26 minutes. So even though we do not have immediate tornado on the ground, the National Weather Service is still picking up radar indicated rotation. So we need to respect the polygon as well. So, like I said, even though we don't have a tornado warning on the ground, we need to be in our safe place. Nikki says it's black here and raining. I believe you're in Arnold. Yes, it looks like we have some small, wouldn't be surprised if we have some small hail coming from that storm up there. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a severe thunderstorm warning as well. But currently not seeing any signs of rotation at the moment. But that will be something that we have to watch. Real quickly, the tornado warning did get trimmed down. It is out of Illinois, so our Illinois counties are just fine. There is nothing to be watching there at this current moment. So if you're in the Illinois side, you're okay. But if you're anywhere in here, the Jarvis or along Highway 21 between Goldman and Jefferson Heights and Route M through Antonia all the way to 55, you need to be in your shelter, as we do still have a tornado warning in place. So let's make sure we are sharing this live stream, making sure we are aware, because a lot of people got caught off guard this last storm. So let's make sure we're sharing the live stream, even though we don't have a tornado on the ground. This is still a serious situation. Someone says that Jefferson County has reported for duty. That's kind of funny. They meant like tornado duty or severe duty. So, but yeah, like I said, the storm near Arnold, we're watching it. Probably severe thunderstorm warning will be coming out shortly. Wouldn't be surprised, but looks like the Peevely storm, looks like it did start to weaken up a little bit. But like I said, as long as we have the tornado warning in place, we need to be in our shelter. We can't let our guard down just in case this does decide to ramp up again. Let's see, I'm trying to find a camera down in that area, if we do have one. Okay, this is going to be coming right towards this camera, so that's right near Butler Hill, which I think is like right up here. So that middle camera that you see, that's coming, both of these storms are coming right towards the camera. So look at the bottom one. That is what we'll be watching for all these storms to come through. But yes, I am watching the Arnold storm. No warnings as of right now, but just make sure you're inside away from windows just in case if it starts to ramp up. Leslie says thunder and lightning getting ready to hit Fenton. Murphy area getting very dark. Yes. Fenton area is next on the list to get this storm, but like I said, there is no severe thunderstorm warning. But if I was you, I would be inside. We don't have to take shelter, but just be inside away from windows and monitor the situation just in case if it does decide to ramp up. But this Peevely storm, not seeing any rotation that's popping out, at least in my opinion. Nothing like we had moments ago, but nice little hailstorm going right through the Peevely area and Route Z going up 55, right up 55 actually, towards the Arnold area. So watch out, Arnold. You're in another path of another storm, so we need to be making sure we're watching out for that. And we're getting a new radar scan here. Yeah, so it does look, the hook characteristic does look to be dying off, but like I said, as long as the tornado warning is in place, we need to still be in our shelter just in case. Karen says, I'm here watching, but I have no sound. Is the audio okay, everybody? Can you guys let me know if the audio is okay? Not sure if just Karen's side or if it's everybody. So if you guys can let me know if the audio is just fine, I would really do appreciate that. But Kay Matthews says, I am right by Butler Hill Road. Yes, so the bottom camera, you're probably familiar with it, but it has like the Holiday Inn, the Courtyard, or the Marriott property that just got built, and also the Hampton Inn. So that's right where that camera's at. Okay, you guys can hear me okay? Yeah, Karen, try to hop back in, close out and hop back in, or if not, try YouTube, Team Kenny Weather on YouTube, see if that's any better. Okay, audio is good. Okay. Hey everyone, tornado warning has expired. They no longer see any concerns in the tornado potential right now, so that is good. And look at that, everybody. Severe thunderstorm warnings for both storms have both expired right now. And that does not mean that we're going to say goodbye. We're going to be here at least till 10 p.m. So right now, I do want to make it clear that we have no active warnings at this time. We have no active warnings at this time, but you see how fast this Jefferson City storm has evolved and got severe pretty quickly. So we need to be on the live stream just in case if these storms decide to ramp up, because there is a possibility as we go into the overnight hours that we will be going through. And just then, we just got a tornado watch, everybody. Tornado watch is coming through for the area. We just have a brand new tornado watch that just got issued for the area. So let's try to get this up. Tornado watch has just got issued. Let's explain it. Let's show everybody. Tornado watch has just been issued for all of our counties until 3 a.m. Now, unfortunately, I cannot be here till 3 a.m., but tornado watch has been, yeah, let's just take this off and take this off. So tornado watch has been issued for all of our area until 3 a.m. And unfortunately, I do have to work tomorrow, so I won't be here till 3 a.m., but we'll be here as long as possible. So let's make sure we're sharing this live stream, because now we do have a tornado watch in place till 3 a.m. A few tornadoes likely, scattered hail up to 2-inch size possible, and widespread gusts up to 80 miles per hour is likely. And you can see, or you actually can't see. Let me pull it up here. Almost 5 million people are in this tornado watch. So we need to make sure we're sharing this stream and also letting everybody know that the tornado watch is in place till 3 p.m. I mean, not 3 p.m. That'll be a while. But tornado watch, you can see in the pink or purple, whatever you want to call it, is now in place. So let's make sure we are letting everybody know that the tornado watch is now in place for our area until 3 a.m. But I do want to let you guys know, to be honest with you, I'm not really seeing anything that screens out Friday or March 14th, but we do have a shot for some quick spin-up tornadoes later this evening. So I just posted the tornado watch on the Facebook page, so if you guys can share that for me to let everybody know that there is now a tornado watch in place. So tornado watch till 3 p.m., 6.5 hours, and just like all the warnings, Tasha, I'll get to that in just a second. So for the tornado risk, overall percent is 70%. So 70% chance that we will see a tornado. Low probability of seeing a strong tornado. So we're not really expecting any strong tornadoes. Overall wind threat looks to be the main concern. Up to 75 plus miles per hour will be possible. And the overall hail threat looks to be low. But they are expecting that we will have a 95% chance, almost basically 100% chance, that we will see a severe thunderstorm warning, which we already have seen the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning. So it kind of already validated itself already. So this is something that we need to be watching out here. And of course, like I said, we'll guarantee be here till 10 p.m. providing live coverage. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We'll keep you company all the way through at least 10 p.m. Unless someone can call off work for me, I really do appreciate that. Okay, Tasha is wondering if we're still in a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Yes, 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale is still in place for the area. So let me get the graphic up here. So you can see everywhere besides Franklin County and Warren County and the Potosi area and a little bit of Festus region is in a slight risk of severe weather. So basically what that means is a couple storms could be severe. That's what a 2 out of 5 means. A couple storms could be severe, producing all hazards. So, of course, that's why we do have the tornado watch. Was not surprised by the tornado watch. But as you go towards the west, you can see we have a 3 out of 5. That's where we can see a few thunderstorms. A little bit elevated chance of seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings out to the west. And then as we get further to Springfield, we could see numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. So that is the ball game for today. All severe hazards are in place, unfortunately. So we do have, there is picture coming out of that tornado warning. Looks like someone got it off from the Festus area. So someone took a picture from the Festus. We don't have any permission to use that this time, but we're working on it to get that picture going. But yes, we do have a tornado watch till 3 a.m. So that is something to note. So make sure everybody is aware. We don't have any current warnings at the moment, but we're not going to hop off and just jump on when we do have warnings. We're going to be here to hang out with you. Okay, Matthew says, thanks for your information. You're very welcome. Karen says, rebooting work. Gotcha now. Thanks, Tina Reese and Team Kenny. You're very welcome. Glad we are able to get you in the live stream so we can provide you some very timely coverage. Personal coverage, I should say. Yes, Tornado Watch is in play. Let me just post something. I'm trying to get a picture. Give me 1 second, everybody, while we have no warnings. But we do have the Tornado Watch. We are going to be here. We're not going anywhere. But I do have a picture coming through. We're getting permission from it right now. So hold on 1 second. We are getting, but we do have a picture of that brief tornado that was going right through the area. And let's see what this storm is doing. This storm is growing intensity as it's moving right into the St. Louis County area. Not seeing anything at the current moment, but it looks like a heavy rainstorm is moving through the area as we speak. So this is probably the next one to be watching. And just like that, I just told you, folks. I just warned you that this storm eventually, I've been warning for a while, that this storm was going to be severe thunderstorm warning and quite some time. So new severe thunderstorm warning, huge warning all of St. Louis City and all of St. Louis County for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is moving straight to the north, so we need to be watching out for this storm. Luckily, there is no tornado possible tag with this at this current moment. So that is one thing to note. So we are waiting to use this video, but right now we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for the Maryland Heights, the Pear, Clayton, Ferguson, St. Charles, Spanish Lake, Florissant, Berkeley, Overland, almost all of eastern St. Louis County, western St. Louis County, northern St. Louis County, basically everywhere in St. Louis County. Yes, the Cardinals, even though they're doing good, I think we could probably call it at this time. It's probably not a good idea that there is a severe thunderstorm warning that is for the area. So make sure we're sharing this live stream if you know anybody at the game currently. If you know anybody at the game currently, make sure you're letting them know that they are now in a severe thunderstorm warning for the Cardinals game. And unfortunately, I did not have any good views. So severe thunderstorm warning has gotten issued for a large part of the area. Cardinals are still playing. Uh-oh. Trying to find the camera. Not really seeing anything crazy. Okay, we do have some views of near Dory Ferry, right where the storm is actually. So you can see big time hail going right over the Pear right now. So if you're in the Pear or anywhere near Creve Coeur, right along 270 actually, you might want to start taking your proper precautions here, as we do have a nice severe thunderstorm warning moving through the area. And we're moving the cameras around to get you some nice footage. So stand by for that. Let's see if we can get one. Sorry about taking time through here, but just have to look through the cameras to try to get a good visual. And it's kind of not good when it's all of them are facing to the north. So it doesn't look like we have any good visual on this storm. So we'll just be monitoring it as it comes on through. So, but it's going right up 270 here You can see it on your screen. Right along 270 is where we're seeing the potential for the weather. And it's actually going to cross right over here. So we'll keep that one up as well. But all the other storms we do have, don't want to leave out our friends in Potosi. Potosi does have a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That is moving up to the north. Weird setup here. But it's just the energy that we do have moving throughout the atmosphere. You can see there's a lot of storms down here right now. Not a lot of tornado warnings, which is good, but you can see we're starting to light up in the category. And this is basically when we are supposed to see the peak of the warnings as well. So this is right on schedules when we're really seeing the severe weather here. But the main storm of concern is going right through St. Louis County right now. So if you're in the Clayton, Ladue, Creve Coeur, Maryland Heights, Bridgeton, Hazelwood, Berkeley, Florissant, all the way up to near the river, needs to be inside away from windows. So ping pong size hail, this has gotten up to considerable. So 70-mile-per-hour winds has been reported with this storm. So we really need to be in our safe place. Especially this front side here. Anywhere in front of it. So right through the Creve Coeur, Olivet, right along Lindbergh. Lindbergh and 270. You do not want to be there right now. Big boom of thunder here. Yes. So this has got an upgrade to considerable tag. And what that means is that 70-mile-per-hour winds and ping pong size hail will be possible. So northeastern St. Charles County and St. Louis counties until 9:15 p.m. So there's a lot of warning on this, and they're letting you know that there is going to be some considerable damage that will be possible with this storm. So anyone outdoors should move to shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. This storm is capable of producing widespread damaging winds and large hail. So this storm is moving right up to 70. So right near downtown Maryland Heights and the Creve Coeur area, the Clayton area, Ladue, Olivet, Overland, right along 170, Lindbergh, and 270. If you're anywhere near those, you need to be in your safe place right now. And it looks like we still haven't got any feedback yet on that post. But, of course, we'll show you when we do hear something back from that. But, like I said, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning. Ping pong size hail. Considerable damage is possible with this. So, like I said, if you're in the Clayton, Maryland Heights, right along Page Avenue, near 270, all the way down into the city, right where it ends, needs to be in shelter. Anywhere along 70 needs to be inside away from windows, all the way up near Hazelwood and right where 370 begins going into St. Charles. So if you're anywhere along there where I just called out, you need to be inside your shelter. Okay, we do have another video coming through, so we'll try to see if we can get that going as well. We are seeing permission for that. So, once again, the Potosi storm, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. There's some classic thunderstorms that are going through, so nothing to worry about there. And new radar scan is coming in, so we'll get an accurate update of where the storm is moving. But like I said, it's moving right up 270 and 64 here, so looks like the main hail core is right around 64 before you get the 170. So right near the Galleria is right where it looks like we have the strongest part of the storm. So going right towards, unfortunately, the Clayton area. But We do need to be inside, away from windows. If you're in the Creve Coeur area towards Maryland Heights, you will be experiencing some damaging winds and hail. Okay, so we just got permission from... This is from the storm in Jefferson County, folks. Real quick, I want to show you. This is from Lucy WX on Twitter. She lives over in our coverage area. She does a very good job, so make sure you follow her on Twitter. But she did take some very good video here of the storm here. So that was the storm in Jefferson County. Okay, let me pull it over. Here you go, everybody. Let's mute the sound. But you can see a nice funnel cloud being reported. This is from the DeSoto storm. So this is coming from Lucy WX on Twitter. She does a very good job. So appreciate you letting us use your video. So you can see a nice little funnel cloud there. So nothing too crazy, but very, very interesting to see. So thank you so much for letting us use that. Really do appreciate that. Nice little funnel cloud being reported, but it looks like we did get some unconfirmed reports of a touchdown. So we'll be listening for damage from that. So that, just want to let you know. But very, very nice video. Just checking a couple things here. Not much is new with this update here. So the Clayton Ladue storm still has a severe thunderstorm warning. And funny enough, I just got a notification from one of the weather apps that I'm just now in a severe thunderstorm warning. So, Washington County just got a tornado warning. Okay, we'll go to that in just a second. But real quick before we go, radar update coming through. Main hail core is right over Clayton right now. Just right over the Galleria, going right over 170. So if you're in that area, you need to take shelter for ping pong golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Tornado warning is now in effect, everybody. Breaking news, tornado warning is now in effect for the Washington County area. So, like I said, we're back in the tornado warning area. So, need to be in shelter if you're in... I would take shelter if you're in Potosi. Surprisingly, this did not have a tornado possible tag on it. So, didn't really have too much concern. But, very nice signature right near the East End and Goodland area. Right along if you're near Highway 32. So, Highway 32, if you're near Highway 32, near Caledonia area, and up near the Potosi area, I would be taking your shelter right now. So I would be taking your shelter right now if you're anywhere near the polygon or in the polygon right now. So, because we do have a strong signature here near the East End and Washington County. Getting some updates coming through. So let's make sure we're sharing the live stream because we do have a couple people in Potosi and the sirens are sounding and they're probably wondering why. So let's make sure we're sharing this live stream with them as well. And if you need to, we also real quick have it on the TV on YouTube. So if you need it on the TV, that is an option as well. Don't worry about the graphics. Graphics are being a little bit wonky, so. But yes, we do have a tornado warning. Once again, radar indicated headed towards the Potosi area. Now, I see we have a couple folks tune in from the St. Louis County. They're probably seeing the hail and strong winds, 70-mile-per-hour winds out the window. But currently, there is no tornado warning, but we do have a major hail core going through Clayton, U-City, Olive Boulevard, near the Interbelt, near 170, where we see the hail core going right now. So you don't need to take underground shelter, but you need to be inside away from windows because 70-mile-per-hour winds can throw some hail around, which can cause some crazy damage and conditions, I should say, as well. Real quick, just want to give a quick shout out. Appreciate all the shares and the likes so far. I really do appreciate it. It does let Facebook know that this is useful information when we do hit the share button and like it. It does go on the algorithm and tell Facebook that more people need to be seeing this type of coverage. So, oh yeah, the St. Louis County storm, not seeing anything jumping out to me at the moment. Looks a little bit interesting, but not really seeing anything to go crazy. So, but the main storm of concern is the one near the Potosi, and I know we have a couple people down here, so we're watching that storm. Like I said, it's just the type of storm that we are looking for, the little shrimp style where it has the curvature. That is what we're going to be looking for. But like I said, it's radar indicated, but we do have some nice velocity signatures that could be tracking up towards the Potosi area. So let's make sure if we're in the Potosi area, I would be inside in your shelter just in case, because it's heading your way. The polygon is written and drawn towards your direction. So in my personal opinion, I would be inside the shelter if I was in the Potosi area. And definitely watching out if you're in the DeSoto, anywhere near Highway 47, near the Fletcher area. So if you're anywhere near those area or Mineral Point, I know we have few people on the east side of Potosi. You need to be watching this and starting to take your proper precautions as this storm is slowly making its way to your area. Luckily, we don't see any hail with this, but there is some radar indicated rotation, which means the radar is picking up some spin in the atmosphere and is throwing a little buzzer on their screen to issue a tornado warning. So the radar is seeing something that does not look normal, that looks like tornado producing. So we do need to keep that in mind. Wow, it looks like a lot of people are using that funnel cloud that she did. So she's the expiring meteorologist, so good job for her. She's doing a great job. And it looks like we did get a couple hail reports coming through. So it looks like we got close to 2-inch size hail from the fire department near Kirkwood. So like I said, the hail with this storm is up to golf ball and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So it can throw that hail around. So like I said, if you're anywhere going towards the 70 area and near 170 and 270 near Lindbergh and North St. Louis County, Spanish Lake, Bellefontaine, the Jennings area, the airport, all those places, as well as St. Charles and near West Alton, need to be in their safe place, at least away from windows. Wouldn't hurt to be in your shelter as well. So we do have that warning. We're not going to spend too much time on that, but 70 mile per hour is possible with that. And the Jefferson County storm, that is something to watch, but 60 mile per hour winds is with that one. And surprisingly, this is the only tornado warning out of all these storms, so there's probably a whole lot of people covering it, so that's interesting to note. But nice little hail course starting to form just west of the Caledonia, I think I'm saying the right, Caledonia area. But the Potosi area, I would be watching out for this just in case it starts to ramp up, because you'll be the next one in line to have tornado potential. How's Aunt Lisa? Not sure where that is, but let's look it up real quick. They just passed it, so they're still in the tornado watch, but currently it's just some showers and thunderstorms for Aunt Lisa down there. Lightning increasing and DeSoto, yes, it's probably because there's a storm to the northwest and to your south, basically everywhere, so that is expected. Lauren says not again. Yes, unfortunately, it's back. Like I said, like I've been telling everyone that I have talked to and all the comments that I have received, we are in the peak of severe weather season. So all these storms and tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches is not uncommon. This is actually pretty normal for the area. So, but big time hailer going right across 70, right near the airport, Breckenridge Hills, Overland, Ferguson, Berkeley, Calverton Park, Hazelwood, Florissant, all the way near what's that, Graham Road and North Lindbergh Boulevard on the other side of 270. Needs to be watching out for some golf ball sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Just checking the rotation on this because it did look a little bit interesting as of right now. Not seeing anything at the current moment, so that is good news. Sounds like we are getting some rain here at the studio, and it looks like our cameras are getting a little bit soaked. So, looks pretty messy with that, so that is very good news. That will help the tornado potential on this storm, so that is great. But you can see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, that's right in the path of this storm, so that is one area that we are watching. You can see he's getting hit pretty good with this, so wouldn't be surprised if we see some hail right over the studios as well. But like I said, golf ball size hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, and we have been seeing 1-inch size hail and 2-inch size hail being reported with this storm. So need to be inside, away from windows. If you want to, you can take your tornado precautions just in case that wind does get picked up with the hail. We can have throwing hail, which is really not good. It can smash windows and cause more problems. So if you want to, you can be in your shelter as well. Ida says these storms get so scary. Oh yes, yes. You know, believe it or not, surprisingly, before I started doing this weather page, I was always afraid of storms. But you know, then I started researching it, and then I started, getting into it, and then finally I made the weather page because I really wanted to help you guys stay calm. I don't want to overhype the situation more than what it is. I just want to give you the facts, let you know what's actually happening, and not making up more hyped up scenarios than what there should be. So there's not a tornado likely with this storm. I'm not going to tell you that there's a tornado likely. I'm not going to scare you if it's not going to be possible. So the only storm that we need to be worried about is the one moving to the Florissant, Spanish Lake, up near the Jerseyville, Godfrey, Alton area. Eventually needs to be looking out. But we also have this Potosi storm that we need to be concerned about. Oh, you're very welcome, Ida. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be very honest, straight to the point, give you the accurate all the time. So, don't you worry. Yeah, especially when they happen at night, it's very hard to see. I would not be chasing if I were you because, one, it's very messy setup here. You can see a lot of thunderstorms here, but very, very messy setup. And we do have rain coming down here at the studio. I can hear it. You guys might be able to hear it in the storm, or at least in the microphone. New radar scans coming in, so we're going to let that go real quick, and we'll give you another update of what we're seeing here. But the Potosi, woo! I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just jumped. Huge lightning strike here at the studios. I don't know if you guys saw the jump on the screen. I'm going to have to watch it back later, but that was a little bit loud. So, lightning still scares me. I won't lie. Lightning scares me, but woo, that was close. The weather station said it was 2 miles away, the lightning strike. So, little jumpy jump. Let's see, another. Yes, thunderstorms continue to go through the Ferguson, Florissant area. Lime-sized hail is being reported. 2-inch sized hail with this storm. Considerable damage is being expected with this storm. You can see the camera down to your bottom left is right on top of this as we speak. So you can see, you really don't want to be out in this if you don't have to. And we still have a tornado watch. Oh yeah, Miss Lucchese said I jumped too. Yeah, I was like, woo! I was like, wow, that was a big lightning strike. Nikki says, are we getting another round of storms here in Barnhart? Yes, we will. I do want to make it clear for everybody that is tuned in. We're having these little sporadic storms right now, but it's going to be more widespread as we go into the overnight hours. So we're getting a little hit or miss, but we're going to have storms all the way through 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So these ones out in front of the line are the ones that we really need to be paying attention to. Yes, lots of reports of heavy thunder and lightning and hail, 2-inch lime-sized hail, but I'm happy to report with this storm that there is no tornado warning or any tornado possible attack with this, but the wind has come down a little bit, and 2-inch lime-sized hail is being reported with that storm. But let's not forget about our folks down here in Potosi. The storm is getting close, and it's still showing some decent rotation on it. So, like I said, if you're in the Potosi area, I would be in your shelter. I would be in your shelter immediately. Just checking a little bit of reports. Yes, I'm getting a lot of text messages that heavy thunder, storms, and lightning. Everybody is okay. We do have a hailstorm, but currently there's no signs or indications of a tornado right now. So it's very messy setup, but there's multiple storms near the 270, 170 meet and greet near the North Lindbergh going towards the Florissant, Old Jamestown. So let's make sure we're sharing the live stream so everybody is aware and they know what's going on. The tornado warning graphic is popped up because we have this one headed towards the DeSoto area. I mean, not DeSoto area, Potosi, sorry. It looks the same, folks. But yeah, it's right over Horton Town, going right up highway, what's that, Highway P? So that goes straight into the Potosi area. So I know we got a couple people. I think Sandy's over there, Karen's over there, some other folks are over there. I would probably start taking your shelter if you haven't already. I think this storm is going to be able to make it there. I think it does have the potential. So let's start taking the precautions now. We better be safe than sorry. Kanan, aka girlfriend, says she's hiding in the basement, which is always good. So I'm just getting reporting that I guess the TV is saying tornado warning south. Tornado warning, yes, the only tornado warning that we have is towards the Potosi area. We did get hail report at the airport. Hail was being reported at the airport. Inch-sized hail was being reported at the airport. And St. Anne 911 call center reported golf ball sized hail. So lots of reports of hail coming out of this storm. Not only we have 2-inch sized hail, but some hail at the airport and near St. Anne. So hail and wind threat for this storm in North St. Louis County. But I think this Potosi storm is going to try to produce a tornado. So like I said, if you're in the Potosi area, let's go ahead and take shelter together, okay? Still showing strong signature here. Very, very strong signature. This south near Hortonstown on the latest update. And I think it's going to go, I think it's going to ride up Route P near Base Camp, Shirley, and the Potosi area. But you can see the warning is wide. Because it may go this way, it may go this way, or it may go this way. So we all need to be taking shelter. Definitely if we're near the Potosi area and Mineral Point. Train spotter just reported $half sized hail near Hazelwood. So yes, hail is everywhere. Also, this storm out to the west, I know our folks in Warren County are probably taking a look at this. No hail with this near Jefferson City. This 60-mile-per-hour winds. Kanan, my girlfriend, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Check in. Okay, tornado warning has just got observed. Tornado has just, radar confirmed a tornado. Just came in to the studio. Radar is observed. So we do have a radar confirmed tornado on the ground just southwest of the Potosi area. So like I said, I told you if you're in Potosi, you need to be taking your shelter. And look at this debris ball here just near Hortonstown. This tornado is on the ground, folks. So like I said, if you're in the Potosi area, you need to be in shelter because there is a tornado down near the southwest and it is going to be closely on track to your area. So we need to make sure everybody in Potosi is taken care of and shown this live stream near the Park Hills area as well. John says this movement towards St. Charles, Maryland Heights. It could down the line, but the immediate threat right now, it does. We are unsure how far it's going to make it, but we will be monitoring. But as of right now, it is a little bit unclear. But let's just pay attention just in case. But we really need to pay attention to the storm near the Potosi area, as this is on the ground near Quaker, right near Route P and Route C, old Route C. Right here, we do have a radar confirmed tornado on the ground moving to the north at 30 miles per hour. So flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Radar confirmed tornado 15 miles southwest of Potosi. So we need to be, look at this debris ball. You see how there's different colors here, different from the pink around it. That is showing that the radar is picking up something that's not alike. And wow. Wow. If you know anybody near old Route C, you need to tell them to be underground now. This, you do not want to see this get brighter. You do not want to see this get brighter. You don't want to see this get darker. Huge tornado is on the ground doing damage near Hortonstown. And although it's moving to the north, it could still head to the Potosi. It could still make a right turn towards the Potosi. So we need, you don't have a tornado warning in Potosi, but I would draw a tornado warning in Potosi. Need to take your shelter right now. There is currently a tornado to your southwest, 15 miles away, moving towards your general direction. And huge debris ball. Look at this, folks. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Huge time tornado just to the southwest of the Potosi area. So let's put this is a new product here that I am using, testing out. We're going to put a time track on here. Moving to the north at 30 miles per hour. So it's kind of hard to see, but if you're in Old Mines, 41 minutes, near Mud, I'm not sure where Old Mines is, but near the Laddie area, 32 minutes. So roughly about a half hour before it gets to the Potosi area. 20 to 30 minutes till it gets to the Potosi area, but I would start taking cover immediately. So around the Potosi area, about 20 minutes or so. But obviously this polygon is not wide enough to show the entire area, but you need to be in shelter and the Potosi. It might not go over Potosi, but we still need to be taking our precautions towards this severe, or tornado warning, I should say. Excuse me while I take a drink. John said it's pretty rural out there. Okay, so it's probably mostly hitting trees out there. That's probably what we're seeing. That's probably why we have a defined debris signature here, but very classic hook that we have on here. Yeah, Potosi just got hit recently. Yes, not too long ago, actually. Canton, Missouri, we'll check it real quickly. Don't want to spend too much time on it, but we'll check it very quickly. Canton, Missouri is way out of the coverage area, but you currently have no watches or warnings at this current moment. But nice little thunderstorm going over. Wouldn't be surprised some small hail will be possible. New radar scans coming in. Oh, yes. It doesn't look like it's weakening anytime soon. New tornado warnings probably going to be coming out that will cover the Potosi area. So like I said, we need to be in the shelter now. Right along Route 8 near Levy, Shirley, couple streets, Highway AA. Let's see what other streets that we have in here that we can call out. Not seeing any street names, but it looks pretty rural over in this area. So probably a lot of trees, but we still want to make sure that everybody is in their safe place and aware of what's going on. So observe tornado warning for Washington County. Another 22 minutes, but I do see that getting extended. And we still have nice size rotation coming through. So a little bit broad at this moment, but it is still considered on the ground at this moment. So rotation is a little bit broad. Debris field is huge right now. So huge debris field, probably most likely if we are in a rural area, most likely trees or so, but there still may be people that are in this area that need to be aware of what's going on, that there is a tornado warning near or coming towards them. So you can see when we have these bright blues, dark blues right here around all the pink and the beige and whatnot, that all signals light things. So it usually means rain. Now when we get this blue, that means the radar is hitting something with loud noise and is shooting it back and saying, hey, this is probably not rain. This might be homes, trees, whatever it might be. So this is one way how to look at that. So we're waiting for another update on the correlation coefficient, see if it's still on the ground. But like I said, I would still be in your shelter if you're in Potosi, Mineral Point, just in case, as this does start to head that way. That warning in St. Louis County, still big time hail producer, 2-inch size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, but that's about it. Nothing too concerning there. More storms are going through Jefferson County. Currently not severe at the moment, but that is okay. So this is kind of just what we kind of talked about in the video and also what we posted today. Nikki, I'm not sure if you're in here, but I appreciate the subscription. Being a subscriber on the channel, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lightning and thunder picking up. Yes, the storm, you're just getting the outside part of the storm. So if you're seeing the lightning and thunder picking up, I would, if you're not in your shelter already, I know we don't have a tornado warning, but I would take shelter just in case, because it may pass over Potosi, may pass to the east, or it may pass to the west. So at the same time, let's just take our precautions. It never hurts to be in the basement or the most inner part of your home or building. So let's make sure that we're inside and away from windows and in your shelter. It looks to be weakening, but we don't want to take that too surely because we still have debris being picked up. So although rotation is starting to broad out, we still have debris being lofted up in the air. Lindbergh in 270, there's a lot of hail reports coming up there. Not heard of damage. 40-mile-per-hour winds was reported. So, not sure about damage-wise, but a lot of hail was being reported with that storm. But the main storm we're watching is the one just outside the Potosi area. This is the main concern for the storms at the moment. But lots of thunderstorms out to the west, moving up towards our area. Severe thunderstorm warning starting to move out. Wouldn't be surprised if we get another one for the Godfrey and Jerseyville area. So if you're happening in Illinois and hear some rumbles of thunder, just stay inside away from windows. I think you'll be just fine. But like I said, the main focus is for the tornado warning here, just southwest of Potosi, getting very close to the Potosi area, and it's still observed. We're still seeing debris lofted up in the air just southwest of Potosi. So let's just make sure we're in our safe place away from windows. But I think we really should be in our shelter. So debris field, very wide still. It's going right towards the CC area. We're waiting for the latest scan, but near Shirley, Bates Creek Camp, and Potosi, Springtown, I would be in your shelter. We're not seeing any reports of anything on the ground. Yes, not seeing. Yeah, so we are getting radar confirmed, but we're not seeing any visual confirmation. But this does not need visual confirmation, folks. We still have a tornado being picked up on the ground by the radar. So you can see he's moving up a little bit towards the Shirley, Bates Creek. I would not be surprised if we get another tornado warning here in a little bit. Just checking, just making sure we're not forgetting anybody, any warnings around here. Okay. So like I said, if you're in the Potosi area, I'm going to keep mentioning this thousands of times, but you need to be in your shelter. I know you guys don't have a tornado warning, but you need to be on the lookout because this is on the ground, and tornadoes can travel different directions anytime. So even though it might be moving up to the north, it can always make a right-hand turn. So we need to be watching out for that. Severe thunderstorm warning did get expired for the Washington County, but we do have a observed tornado warning still in effect for the area. New velocity scan still showing some light to moderate rotation as well. At the immediate threat for the tornado warning currently, I know you see it to our south, headed towards, pointing towards St. Louis area. At this current moment, I do not think it's going to be able to sustain itself all the way up to St. Louis City. So I do not think at this current moment, it is possible, but at this immediate time, I do not think it will be there. There's a lot of other rain and storms in front of it, so we'll just have to watch. So the answer is it could, but it doesn't look too likely as of right now. So is there still a tornado on the ground? Yes, tornado is still being picked up by the radar. The debris field is starting to get a little bit smaller in size, but tornado is still on the ground. I repeat, the tornado is still on the ground. And I know you see Potosi off in the top right, but I would still be in shelter. Let's hope it doesn't go towards the St. Louis area, but right now we need to be focused on the immediate track, which is, wow, second scan. Okay. Springtown, raining harder here in Springtown. Yes, that is correct. Tornado is a little bit to your west, but like I said, even though tornado is down, we can still have some strong winds, even if you're not in a direct path. So, like I said, You're not in a tornado warning, but I would treat it like Potosi and Mineral Point, Springstown is in a tornado warning. But yes, it is something to watch out as it goes into the St. Louis area, and we'll be tracking it. Just want to check on something real quick. Okay. So it looks like the line is moving through right now, so that is good news. So the line is just out in Jefferson City, so that is good. Still interested to see if they're going to issue a new tornado warning for this. Still interested. Thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kim Jones, for following. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for all the new follows today. Anybody that's just tuned in, like I said, we do coverage around the St. Louis area and the surrounding counties, video updates. So that is that. Yes, you do have a very severe storm right over you right now in the Springstown area, but the rotation and the confirmed tornado is a little bit off to your west. So, like I said, just be inside in your shelter just in case. Just in case. Just making sure that we're not forgetting anybody or anything like that. The severe thunderstorm warning for the city and North St. Louis County has expired. So the only warning in our core area is this tornado warning. So we're going to be focusing on this tornado warning. Yes, Lauren, the Florissant area is clear for right now. It's not clear for the night. It's clear for right now. We still have more storms heading up that way. New radar scan is coming through. Still shows some rotation coming through. And the radar is still on the ground. Just looking at some reports. So they still have this observed. Yeah, so still on the ground, surprisingly, just north of Palmer, headed towards the Levy-Shirley area. Still on the ground. This is crazy. Nice. You can see the debris. It did get a little bit smaller and a little bit linear. You can see it's almost like in a spike. So, might be some debris fallout, but it is still being considered as observed. And when we say debris fallout, which means it basically means that debris is falling out in the sky, but it's caught in the wind. So it's not picking anything up. It's just still swirling and it's dropping down, and the radar still with the beam hitting the debris. That might seem like a lot, but basically debris is falling out of the sky, not being picked up, but the radar can still see it. So, a little educational right there. A lot of people have asked me what debris fallout was, so thought I'll make it clear there. But yes, storm is just getting close to Potosi. Lauren, you're very welcome. Surprisingly, the velocities do not look impressive, at least from what I'm seeing. But it looks like we're still seeing some damage being picked up here. So still observed, so we still need to be in a safe place, because flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur, and tree damage is likely. So make sure you move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built building away from windows. You do not want to be in your car, and you definitely do not want to chase this, because one, is dark, and two, there's so much rain around it that there's no possible way to physically see this tornado. We had a little bit of daylight earlier, but there's no possible way to see this tornado. And for everybody that's tuning in, looks like we got a couple people tuning in. We are monitoring this just in case if it happened to move towards the St. Louis area. So don't you worry, we are monitoring everything here with these storms, but our main concern is this tornado warning that is still being observed. Now it does have 8 minutes, so this is usually the time that they start to think about, should we continue this tornado warning? Should we issue another one? That's usually what they start to do within the 10 minutes. So right now the National Weather Service is discussing this does need another tornado warning, and we'll be waiting for that to come out. But as of right now, tornado warning is still in effect just to the west side of Potosi. Like I said, it wouldn't hurt to be in your shelter if you're in the Potosi area, because we're still seeing some type of debris just off to the west side of the Potosi area. So it looks like we have more storms forming out to the west side near the Sullivan area, so we'll be monitoring that as well. But it looks like the storms are forming out of a line. So like I said earlier, if we were to get any storms out in front, these will be the ones that will produce. So that is validating as of right now. And then once we go into the line, that's when we just have to watch for a damaging wind threat. So we're not totally 100% out of the way tornado watch, because it does go till 3 a.m. So we'll be here as well. But as of right now, only one tornado warning and this whole entire event. So you can see how much it expands all the way up to Iowa, all of Missouri, and a little bit of Arkansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. And right here decided to be the tornado warning. So Mother Nature says the city never sleeps, the state never sleeps, and we should be on guard 24/7. Yeah, just going through the different products here. Some very broad rotation is still being picked up. I'm not really seeing anything at this moment. But still observed, tornado warning has 6 minutes or so. So this is where we'll start to be expecting a new warning to come out. So we'll keep an eye on that. But we still have a tornado warning that's still being observed just south and west of Potosi, I should say at this point. New radar scan is coming in. And honestly, it's not looking anything impressive as it was. But do I think they'll probably continue it? Probably not, but let's be prepared just in case they do. Yes, you're probably seeing very close lightning, because we do have some rain near the storm, but off to your west, at least far as the radar, is where the potential tornado, which is still being considered observed. And it looks like, yeah, we're still getting strong debris signatures here of some sorts to the west side of the Potosi area. So since we're still seeing strong debris signatures, I think they'll probably extend it. Or at least they should. It'll be curious if they don't, but I've been told that it's very rural over here, so it's probably picking up a lot of trees. But let's hope there's not a lot of houses and homes. Looks like we have a lot of hills. 300 meters of hills down there. So that might be what it's hitting. So let's hope it's hitting hills, trees, and leaves, and not homes and changing people's lives. People were stopping in the underpasses on 40. Yeah, let's make sure we're not stopping in the middle of the highway. Really puts the other people behind you at danger. And the most vital winds, like the most strongest winds, is through the underpass. So There's been studies that potentially when you go underneath the overpass or any enclosed structure, something like that, like a tunnel, the winds could double and basically almost suck you right out. So that is definitely not what we want to happen. New severe thunderstorm warning got issued to our south, so that's something to note there. Tornado warning still being observed. We have to start watching this one to the south now. So if you're in Potosi, again, looks like another one is starting to try to form again. We're getting some very broad rotation near Hortonstown again. So not only we have one, but it looks like we have another one that's trying to do the exact same thing. So let's hope it gets caught up in the line so we don't have to worry about it. Appreciate the likes so far, and I appreciate all the viewers that we have had so far. Definitely one of our highest viewed live streams, so I really do appreciate that. That really does mean a lot to me. Really shows that you guys enjoy the coverage, and you guys enjoy keeping you safe. So that really means a lot to me. I always tell everybody, but you know why we do have this tornado warning. I always thought I never could do it. I thought no one will ever like this, and they will consider it boring. But seeing all this support really makes me happy and excited because this hobby that I have, I always love weather, and then I get to help you guys out. So I really do appreciate the nice comments, you guys supporting the channel, letting me help you, keep you safe, and trusting me with the weather. So I really do appreciate that. I see all the likes coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All the likes and the hearts really shows that you guys enjoy what I do and you guys like having these coverages. So, and it also lets Facebook know that I am providing some life-saving information as well. Kana, my girlfriend, says I will always be proud of you for following your dream. You do a great job. Well, I appreciate that. Also, my girlfriend behind the scenes is the producer, graphic maker as well. So she is a part of it too. Good news, it does look like the tornado warning has now expired, so that is great. We have no more warnings. And it looks like they are cutting off the tornado watch after this line. So that is something to note as well. So once again, we are back at stage one. Stage one is no warnings. We do have the warning out to our west. We'll watch that on our way to the Troy area. But right now, there is no tornado warnings at all. So Karen, if you're in your shelter, you're able to come out. But we'll be watching down there because some broad rotation is down there. So just keep an eye out. Just stay inside, away from windows. But no warnings are in effect. And honestly, in my opinion, I'll just be honest with you, all these storms that we're seeing in front, this really didn't show in the model runs until last minute. So technically it wasn't really forecast. Basically what we're supposed to be getting right now, all this in front, like all this area and the tornado warnings, that was supposed to be bye-bye. We were supposed to have the line of storms. So everything you see out here is what we were expecting. Leslie says definitely. Oh, yeah. The old viewers know that word. John says, always a great job and detailed. I appreciate you. Well, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, looks like just queuing up on the updates. If you're wondering where I'm looking at, I have 6 monitors that go like this in a little area. We're working on a live behind the scenes camera, so like during the coverage, you can see behind the scenes what the monitors look like, a little studio tour. So we are getting that set up. So hopefully in the next couple streams, hopefully we don't need any streams because that means bad weather is on the way. So, but we will have that. Aunt Jeanette says, thanks, Kanan, for all you do. Yeah, she does a lot. She made the logo, the cover photo. She does a lot of things. So, she made the hats. So, she's very involved in my weather page. She really supports what I do, which means a lot. I mean, it's really nice when your other half supports what you do. This makes, gives you that extra boost. And me teaching about weather and being prepared about weather, I really like that. She enjoys making the graphics. So, if you guys do like the graphics, that's all her. I just make the wording. I just type. I just say, hey, can you make this? And then she makes it. I post it. And that's what you guys see. So, she does a lot of work behind the scenes. And we really do appreciate that. But once again, I just want to let you guys know all together that we do have a tornado watch for another 5 hours and 27 minutes. And will not be live all 5 hours and 27 minutes. Will be honest and tell you I do have work tomorrow. So we'll keep that in mind. But we'll be here as long as needed. Because it looks like we will have a couple more thunderstorm warnings as well. But I do want to tell you guys something for the nice amount of people that are here. This is okay. See, I told you the tornado warning was coming back. I was just actually about to say that the tornado warning is coming back, and it's for the Potosi area. I'm not sure why they have that, why they didn't issue it. But tornado warnings over Potosi, and it was for that same exact storm that I was talking about here. The south of Potosi. The one I said that we need to watch about, and they didn't issue a new warning. I knew there should have been a new warning. So once again, the Potosi area, Karen, Sandy, we need to be in our shelter. This one is radar indicated, so there's currently nothing on the ground, but like I said, if we aren't already, still are in our shelters. Because I said it before, we thought that this was still capable of producing a tornado. Not sure why they deleted it and then re-added it. But what's this? Not complain and tell Potosi to take shelter immediately. Let's put a little track on here. 8 miles southwest of Potosi, moving north at 35 miles per hour. So let's put a track so we can get a little bit of where we can expect for the Potosi area. So 35 miles per hour. I don't think it shows the Potosi area, but I'm not. Let's see. So it looks about 15 minutes. 15 minutes for the Potosi area. 10 to 15 minutes for the Potosi area. So you guys are actually in a tornado warning. So you guys really need to be in your shelter. And downstream or upstream near Fletcher, Cruz Mill, Rabbitville, Northcutt, Richwoods, and Hurricane and Washington County needs to be in their shelter. Mom says just have Karen just sleep in your basement. Oh, yeah. Sleep in your basement till 3 a.m. And we just got another tornado warning. 2 tornado warnings. This is just outside the coverage area, but it's right on top of Cuba. I was actually following this, but yeah, nice little signature right on top of Cuba here. Going right towards, if you're near the Cuba exit, if you know anybody near the Cuba exit, exit 208, there's a TA truck stop right there. And that's where the rotation is near. So we have 2 tornado warnings, one in our core county area, which is the Potosi area, but we do have one just to the southwest side of Sullivan down I-44. So 2 tornado warnings that are moving to the north. But luckily, both of these are radar indicated. Now let's take a look at the rotation again. Oh yeah, very strong rotation. So if you're near Springtown, I know Sandy's over there, and I believe Karen might be over there. I would be in your shelter just in case, because you'll probably have some strong winds if you haven't already approaching your area. So you need to take this seriously, because this is not something you want to mess around with. The storm in front of it had history producing a tornado. So you can see the rotation is very strong to south, a little bit south of base camp, right along Route P. So that is something to note. And then the rotation near the Cuba area, a little bit broad at this time, but something that we need to watch. There's very strong rotation right now. Not seeing any debris signature popping up yet, so that is good. But it is radar indicated. Potosi is in the warning, so we need to be in the shelter. I had a feeling that this one was going to get tornado warning. It came right after each other, so. Long near Shirley and Route 8 is not a good time to be there. It's just going to barely miss the Potosi area, but Potosi, I would not leave your shelter. I repeat, I would not leave your shelter if I was in the Potosi area. 3 miles north of Springtown. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it might miss the Potosi area, but just in case, just because I said might, does not mean that we get out of our shelter. We still need to honor the polygon. 1/4 mile south of Springtown. Okay, so you guys are fairly close. Do you guys know each other? Unrelated question. But if not, you guys know each other. Say hi. But anyways, the storm looks to be on the west side of the Springtown, Potosi area. But just because it's to the west side, it's very strong. So some outbound winds may try to hit over near the Potosi area. So let's just be inside of our shelter, please. Eight miles. It looks like they're trying to report another tornado that's on the ground. Not seeing anything as of right now, but we'll be watching this area that is circled here for any possible uptick in debris. Appreciate all the likes. I really do appreciate it. We are currently monitoring the Potosi tornado warning in Washington County, where one has touched down near this area, but looks like we're going for a second round of storms. So yeah, so it does look like it's gonna try to miss the Potosi area, but like I said, you could get some outbound winds that could be dangerous. So we need to be in our shelter, especially when we're in tornado warning. We can't disregard a tornado warning just because it's not going to hit our area. So you can always get the outbound winds, the outside of the tornado. Rotation is still showing strong. We're waiting for another velocity update. So it looks like the most impressive one out of the two. Cuba one has broad rotation, but the Potosi one, if it tries to produce a tornado, it's going to be any moment. So I would still be in your shelter in the Potosi area, regardless if it comes your way or not. Because we can still have potential of seeing a tornado being produced soon. Looks like a tornado warning is way up in Hannibal, the south of the Canton. Not sure if they're still here, but out of the coverage area, but it's up near Hannibal, away from Bowling Green and Troy at the moment. So we got two eyes of tornado warnings you can see at the middle of your screen here. And the main focus of today and right now is the Potosi one. Good news is with the latest correlation coefficient, basically debris tracker, we are not showing anything that requires observed tornado warning. It's still radar indicated, which is good that we don't have anything on the ground at this time. But it's going to pass very, very close to the Potosi area. Might be getting some rain around the area. So, like I said, be inside, away from the windows, and we'll be just fine. And I'm letting you know to be away from the windows because you're not going to be able to see this anyway. So, if you're looking out the window in Potosi, you're not going to see it. It's dark. There's a lot of rain with this. So, fortunately, we're not going to be able to see it. That is also why we don't have any storm chasers, but huge uptick in the velocities. You can see we have some bright colors in the velocities, and you can see Potosi is right up very, very closely. So like I said, we could get some outbound winds, and it could always turn towards the Potosi area. They do have it tracking up to the north. So, but I would still be watching out if I was in the Potosi area. Just checking a couple things. Give me 1 second. People sending me text messages if they can go to sleep right now. So a lot of people are texting me. I'm very popular. Give me 1 second and we'll get to a tornado warning. Okay. And if you're wondering too why you're watching the live stream, if you will be okay going to sleep, just have a way to receive alerts because we still have more rain on the way and 2 tornado warnings right now. So, yes. Looks like it's just west of the Potosi, but like I said, if you're in the Potosi area, there's a lot of strong winds that are near the Potosi area. Yeah, around 50, 60 mile per hour winds that are probably going through the Potosi area right now. So, be a good idea to stay in your shelter. And if you need to as well, just want to let you know that we are on YouTube as well, Team Kenny Weather, if you want to put up on TV. So you can also use your phone for other activities. Keep your alerts on so you can wake me up if needed. Okay. I'm heading to Wood River, Illinois to my mom's. These storms scare me. There's lots of thunderstorms around the area. Looks like there's one right near the Wood River area. So, yeah, lots of storms are going to be moving through the night. Unfortunately, we're going to be on as long as we can. It'll probably be till 11 o'clock. But I do have work tomorrow. Unfortunately, couldn't get out of it, but we're going to be here as long as possible. And we'll have the warnings going through overnight. So they'll be going on the Facebook page too. So just want to let you guys know that we're going to be on as long as we can. So just want to let you guys know. But yeah, Wood River is also in the tornado watch till 3 a.m. But we are monitoring. Main thing we're monitoring besides the tornado warnings is this line right here. Which, good news, there is no warnings on the line. So that is what we like to see. That's a good start. And it looks like this one is starting to conjoin together, which will probably eat up the rotation. Velocities are still a little bit behind. But like I said, Potosi is still in the warning. So, like I said, Potosi, very famous on the TKW live stream today. But Potosi needs to be in their shelter still. Regardless if there's a tornado or not, when there's a tornado warning, we need to take shelter. Nikki says, I'm in Cottage Hills. Let me take a look real quick. Cottage Hills near Kirksville. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like you have more round of storms on the way. So yes, you guys are not over on in Kirksville too. We do have radar indicated tornado warning. No confirmation of a tornado warning. Oh, Cottage Hill, Illinois. Do you happen to like cottage cheese? Unrelated to the situation, but just wondering. Make my own make my own self laugh for no reason. Cottage Hills, yes, we are in the tornado watch till 3 a.m. and we will see some storms if you have not seen any already. But the tornado warnings are way far away from you at the current moment, so in the meantime, there is no immediate threat. So yes, 2 tornado warnings are still in effect. We are monitoring this one that is passing Potosi right now for potential development. Very broad. Velocities are a little bit not really showing anything crazy right now. Tasha says, I do. Yeah, cottage cheese is not bad. Cottage cheese is not bad. Oh, if I did mention that there is no warnings, I do apologize. We do have this warning, tornado warning here. This is the only one. Near Cuba, it looks like we had a quick spin up. So, this is the only warning that we have in our area for another 30 minutes. Sun's freaking out. I think just be weather aware. I wouldn't panic. Just because we're in a tornado watch. Just conditions are favorable. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to see a tornado, but it's just a precaution. That's why we have the tornado watch. It means the ingredients are there to have tornadoes, but not everybody's going to see a tornado. So I think we'll be just fine. You have the alerts on. You're prepared, so. But it looks like these are briefly weak in a lot of rural areas, so that's why we do see a lot of trees, leaves being picked up. Oh, once again, I do appreciate the follow. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. 729 followers. Some people have been here since, I think, 40, 100. It's been a while. Some people are here a while. Tasha says, I like it on my salad. Have not tried it, but we'll put on the list of recommendations. I really do appreciate that suggestion. But like I said, 1 tornado warning for the Potosi region. Looks like it has passed Potosi right now. We'll check to see if we see any major rotation. Some broad rotation just near the Potosi area is being picked up on the radar. But at least in this case, we have no confirmed tornado warning. Nothing is being picked up on the ground. Nothing is confirmed. We just have radar indicated rotation spin in the atmosphere. So that is what we're looking at here. And then besides that, for the most part, everybody, most of the area is without any warning. So we just have this one left here. We do have some warnings down south, but as far as the tornado potential, besides the one up here in Quincy and Hannibal, not too bad. So we're doing okay, everybody, okay? We're getting through this. Don't you worry. And it's already 10 o'clock here, so. Going on 10 o'clock, and we have till 3 till the tornado watch. So far looking so good. This storm, the Potosi storm, does look like it's starting to fade out. But like I said, let's just make sure we're in our shelter just in case. Just in case. But it is tracking northward. So, not seeing anything that's holding together now. But we'll just pay attention to it. Because what we're looking for is some reds. The reds go away from the radar. So basically red means like go away. And then green is towards. So once you get that, the wind starts mixing like this. And then that's how you get your tornadoes to spin according to the radar. So we have bright signatures right there. The brighter it is, and the closer they are, see like all these little spots, see how there's like gray in between? That's broad rotation. That means the winds are not on top of each other and they're not rotating significantly enough, because we would see the tornado on the ground if it was closer. So, but it is close enough for the radar's like, hey, we have some areas spin. We need to issue a tornado warning just in case if it decides to increase. So, little schooling there. A little honest talk on the velocities there. And it also helps to make sure what you're looking at. Make sure you're looking at the right thing. So it looks like we're getting some more rain at the studio. Luckily, this line is looking weak at this point. So we're watching for this radar indicated tornado warning. 21 minutes for it. So we'll have to keep that in mind and respect the polygon. But it looks like the Potosi area, I think you're just fine to come out of your shelter. So if you're in the Potosi area, Sandy, and all my other folks down there, I think you are okay. So we're just monitoring this one. We don't have any cameras here, unfortunately, if you were curious. Someone said the Cardinals game is still going. Is it really? Can someone confirm that? Is the Cardinals game still going, or did it get canceled or postponed? Anybody that's still here? Wow. Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. Let's see. Let me get this. Yeah, those gusty winds that you have down there. But real quickly, if you haven't checked the Cardinals score, 11-1, and they're still playing in the tornado watch. That is ridiculous. So 11-1 the Cardinals game, top of the ninth, they're playing, and I think that's crazy. So they're probably gonna win. So just to let you know. Let's see, power went off and back on here. Yes, it looks like you have some heavy rain, but you probably got the wind from the potential tornado up to 60 miles per hour. So that is likely. But no reports of anything on the ground, so that is great news. There's a couple landfill sites around Potosi. I wonder if the debris was trash being pulled up. One of the landfill sites are on top of a giant hill. That might have been when they canceled the tornado warning of the first one. and there's still debris being picked up. That's probably what it was. I appreciate the knowledge of the area. But yeah, that's probably what it was then. But according to the radar, it looks like there's a lot of hills over in that area too. So it didn't take a lot for the radar to hit and bounce off stuff. So this may be out in front of it. Maybe some leftover trash from the landfill potentially, but not too sure. This caught up in the storm moving north with the wind from the south. That might be what that is. But not seeing anything confirmed on the ground, but it does look like there is still some rotation with this. Some broad rotation looks like it's ramping up this north side of Potosi going towards Rich Woods in the hurricane area. So that is definitely something to be watching out for. Oh, happened before? Oh, okay. Let's see. Just checking a couple reports. It is starting to get pretty late. So a lot of people are probably going to sleep. If you are having to go to sleep, because there is no warnings, just make sure your phone is ready to go off for alerts. But I'm still having an eye on this storm. Still shows signs of rotation, so definitely something to watch, but it's still radar indicated. Nothing on the ground at this time, so. Appreciate Jason with the follows. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. 730 followers, everybody. That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. I would never expect us to be that high. But like I said, tornado warning still in effect for the same areas. Moving pretty slow. Let's check the velocities again. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to reproduce again. Just to the west of Old Mines. So right near Old Mines, it looks like it's trying to produce another tornado. We do have some bright signatures popping up on the radar again. Nothing confirmed, but it is getting a little bit crazy right now. So it is starting to ramp up. So once again, if you know anybody towards this area near Old Mines or Richwoods Hurricane, let them know that this tornado is starting to ramp up and they should still remain in their safe place. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I just got word from one of our people behind the scenes that these storms are starting to weaken. So they are in their weakening phase. So we'll be monitoring this storm. And once it becomes non-tornadic, we'll analyze the situation. But wasn't that a cool video, folks? That we had earlier, the funnel cloud. If you're watching, if you tuned in later, we did have Lucy on Facebook send us a video of the funnel cloud that was in the DeSoto area. The main reason why we hopped on. So. Alrighty, so this tornado looks like it's trying to reproduce again. Still having a nice signature on it. Near Aptos, I believe. Near Mineral Fork. Looks like some hills around here. Lots of hills. It looks like it's moving up to the north a little bit. Still showing a nice couplet of rotation. Still radar indicated, which is good. We don't have any thing on the ground, but a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over old mines or 5 miles north of Potosi, moving north at 35 miles per hour. Once again, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed and damaged. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. This also includes the following state parks at Washington State Park. So if anybody happens to be camping there, not sure, but need to let them know that it is possible. Yeah, so the line is moving off to, let's see what the warning says in that. Moving east at 45. So, new severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning. I want to bring your attention why we do have a severe tornado warning in effect. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Jersey County, North St. Louis County, North St. Charles County for 42 minutes for 1 inch size hail, quarter size, and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So that's going to be going right towards the river near Old Jamestown, West Alton, crossing the river to Grafton, East New Bern, and New Delhi areas. So make sure inside away from windows so you'll be okay. Looks like we have thunder here at the studios. Nothing really going on. This storm that's right in the middle of your screen here, this is going straight to the north. And like I said, it looks like it's still holding strong rotation. So if anybody near Route 30 in Liddell, Mount Hope, Huff, I would watch out for that storm and Grubbville. So if you know anybody in the path of that storm, you might want to wake them up if they did go to sleep, because this is holding rotation pretty good right now. I'm surprised it's holding good with all the rain in front of it. I'm surprised it's not getting cut off. So this is the only storm that we have to watch. We do have the severe thunderstorm warning. We'll keep an eye on that, but I'm not really too concerned about that. Most of our attention is going to be on this storm right here. New radar scan is coming in. Let's take a look. So it looks like we might have had a brief touch. It does look like it's starting to weaken. Waiting for the new velocity updates. It looks like it was strong once before, but we do have a nice velocity couplet on there. Let's see. Looking at the storms. Yeah, it looks like the storms will be moving off to the east. And if anybody's that's still here, I know we have a couple people there. Looks like the storms will be gone by early in the morning. So like right when the watch is issued. So all this stuff is eventually turning to the east. So that is good news. So, but for everybody tuning in, as long as we have this tornado warning, we will still continue to be live. So we're not going anywhere. Appreciate all the likes. It really means a lot to me. Nothing crazy. We did have that tornado confirmed, but so far nothing to really compare to Friday. Friday was crazy. They actually rated, if you haven't looked at it, they officially rated EF3 tornado. EF3 tornado is 1 mile wide at points and 22 miles all the way in Illinois. So crazy tornado. Crazy tornado, 22 miles, which is a long time. And the rough general path, you know, we do have the tornado warning. The rough path of the tornado went about like this way. So like somewhere all in here. So the north side of the city, which is unfortunate and stuff like that. But when they did do the survey, they did factor in that, the buildings in the city are old, but they were able to find a couple photos of where houses were like slapped, like completely destroyed. So that's very unfortunate. There is lots of donation sites as well that you can donate to really help them out, because it's not good that we have more storms on the way. People's power are out. It's really not a good situation. This storm is really taking an energy pill. It's not wanting to go away. It wants to be part of the late night show, and it's gonna keep going until it can't go anymore. So crazy. Just check on this warning real quick. Just a hail threat, wind and hail, going on the other side of the river, crossing the river towards the River Road near the Alton Grafton area, headed up towards Jerseyville. So this stay inside away from windows. Honestly, you could probably sleep through this, so you'll be okay. But we do not want to sleep through a tornado warning. So this is the tornado warning. Very tiny tornado warning. Geometric shape tornado warning. And just a side note, while we're in between radar scans and nothing still radar indicated, just want to let you know, if you haven't known already, these boxes are drawn. These are handmade boxes. So someone's physically drawing this. So that's why sometimes they always mess up the box. Forget a couple people. So that's a little educational there. Yeah, 10:07. Yeah, we'll see if we have another velocity update. But right now in the middle of your screen, right where the reds and greens meet, is where we do have the velocity updates. Not a lot of people live over in this area, so that is really good news, especially with the time frame. But we're going to keep an eye on this for a little bit longer. And really, lots of support. Lots of support this live stream. I really do appreciate that. And 11 viewers that are staying up with me. Also appreciate you guys too. We are just making sure this tornado warning doesn't go crazy. But we do have severe thunderstorm warnings. Just one that's up to the north, but no rotation with that. Just some wind and hail. And then everywhere else is just mainly rain, thunderstorms, nothing too crazy. The line is slowly moving through. So that is good. Lots of rain. And when we have lots of rain, we have to worry about the flooding threat. So probably a lot of flood warnings going to be coming out very shortly, overnight tonight. So that is one thing to note as well. But yes, the rain should be fully out by 3 a.m. We will not be up till 3 a.m. But all the rain should be out by 3, 4 o'clock. So if you have any low-lying areas, just watch out. They will have some potential, I should say, flooding impacts. We're not seeing anything right now. No reports at this moment, but okay, so they're going to continue the tornado warning till 10:15, and they will reconsider. I think they'll probably issue it. I think they probably will. So if they do in the next 4 minutes, it'll probably be around the Jefferson County sirens are going to go off, and the Franklin County sirens are going to go off. So might have a little uptick in people, but we still have a nice little couplet near west of Cruz Mill and Rabbitville. So, nice velocity signature. A little bit behind from the radar scan. So, we have to keep watching out for that. But it's getting closer to the box. How they were before will probably go away, then come back. So, we'll see. Looking at a few things. Okay, just checking on a couple things. Like I said, if you're just tuning in or popping back in, seeing if you're doing okay, we just have one warning, and well, two warnings actually. We have a hail threat up to the north near Jerseyville and Illinois, crossing the river at this time near the River Road. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds with that, so nothing to be concerned there. But these storms are starting to weaken as they continue to move to the east, so that's one thing to know. Okay, and there we go. New tornado warning. We're probably going to have a lot of upticks and viewers here, but new tornado warning is now in effect for the Jefferson County area and Cedar Hill Lakes, Groveville, basically the same areas that I called out, St. Clair, Missouri. So the sirens are probably going off. Hopefully everybody has warnings on. So hopefully everybody's getting notified as well. We need to let everybody know that this tornado warning is in effect. And this has had storms before produce tornadoes on the ground. It's radar indicated, but they have decided to update the warning for Franklin County, Jefferson County, Washington County. Yes, Franklin County is in it. But you can see it's all in, it's west of Hillsboro, west of DeSoto, Cedar Lake, St. Clair. Yeah, so a lot of people's phones are going off right now. But yes, we do have a new tornado warning. This hasn't dropped a tornado, but has had history of tornado. Washington, I think Washington is up here. Washington at the current moment is fine. Washington, Missouri is fine. It's in the southeastern part of Franklin County, so they have to sound the sirens everywhere around the area. So, yes, the Washington area right now, you are not in the current tornado warning. But they just have to sound the sirens for Franklin County. So we do have tornado warning. Radar indicated here for Hillsboro, Cedar Lake, Scottsdale, Bryan's Mill, Eureka, Pacific. I would be on the lookout. If you're in the Pacific, Eureka, Bryan's Mill, DeSoto, you are okay. Hillsboro, you're okay. Festus is okay. Peevely's okay. So if anywhere in those areas, DeSoto, Hillsboro, Festus, Sullivan, Stanton, St. Clair, Union, New Haven, and Washington, you are not in the tornado warning. So the sirens are sounding. Just because it's in the county, they have to sound the sirens. So, but if you're any of those areas that I just mentioned, very strong signature right here. But the Soto area, Festus area, St. Clair, Union, Gerald, all those places are okay. I'm not saying anything here, but this tornado has been trying to go very... I wouldn't be surprised if this is on the ground right now. Near Richwoods and Fletcher near Route H and Highway 47 need to be underground now. This is a strong signature right here. Strongest one we had out of this whole storm. So, but like I said, if you're in St. Clair, Union, Sullivan, DeSoto, Festus, you guys are okay. But if you're inside Fletcher, Richwoods, Hurricane, Cottage Farms, Cedar Hill Lakes, you need to be underground. And we have another tornado warning right behind it, folks. Another tornado warning for the Potosi area again. So once again, if you're in the Potosi area, I would just sleep in your basement. I would just stay in your basement. I wouldn't go nowhere. If you're in the Potosi area, what is this, like the third time, I think, this tonight? So another tornado warning for the same area for Washington County. Almost the whole county is in a tornado warning. So once again, the Potosi area needs to be in shelter again, or just spend the night in your basement. Yeah, and this one, another strong signature. So, not right near Hortonstown. Again, Hortonstown has bad luck today. They're in 3 tornado warnings, and there's all rotation near it. And then we have another strong rotation near the Richwoods and Fletcher area. So, they're both radar indicated right now, but some broad rotation near the Potosi area, and some broad rotation now near the Fletcher area. Yes, the Potosi area and Horton's. What is that? Hortontown. Yeah, it's determined to get Washington County. Look, the whole county is in a tornado warning with 2 areas of rotation. So you have one here towards the bottom near the cameras, and one right up at the very top of the screen by the Tornado Watch banner. So multiple areas. So 2 areas to watch. So hopefully they start the weekend eventually, because that would be nice. Storm near Jerseyville. We're not going to worry about it, but you guys will be okay. So 2 tornado warnings are possible. 2 tornadoes are possible. Velocities, one might be, it might miss DeSoto again, but I would just be in your shelter. And then the one near Fletcher still looks to be holding strong. Still looks to be holding strong near the Fletcher area. And then the Potosi one, it's going to be close if it misses Potosi or not. So, 2 areas of interest that we need to be paying attention to. So make sure you share the live stream, because a lot of people are probably asleep right now. So make sure you share the live stream, wake them up, and let them know that there's 2 tornado warnings headed to the north. I'm going to let some of my people know. Okay, got people knowing, got them waking up, because we do need to be paying attention. These are some serious storms that still have tornado potential for both Both storms have chances of producing tornadoes, and you can see the track that they're taking. And this one just got confirmed. Tornado warning has been confirmed. A tornado-producing storm was located near Rich Woods, or 12 miles west of DeSoto. So we need to alert everybody. We need to alert everybody. This tornado is radar confirmed on the ground. We do have some debris being picked up with this as well. So we need to make sure we're sharing the live stream. Once again, there it goes. Can't be any clearer than that. The tornado is officially being declared on the ground between Rich Woods and Fletcher on Highway H. Crossing Highway H right now. How late are these storms going to be tonight? All the way till 4 in the morning. But we do have this tornado is currently on the ground right now, near the Fletcher area, right over Highway H. So you need to be underground if you're in Grubbville, Cedar Hill Lakes, or Route 30 from St. Clair all the way up to local. Now the one that's near the Potosi, that is still radar indicated. So let me just make sure everybody knows. Let my people know. Okay. Yes, please make sure that you let them know about this potential tornado that's currently on the ground. It finally produced a tornado. It went all the way past the Potosi area, and it finally took this long to produce a tornado. And it looks like a small tornado is on the ground right now. So if you're anywhere near Cedar Hill Lakes, Grubbville, Highway 30, near Route N and Y, need to be in your shelter now. Is it okay to go to sleep in Wood River, Illinois? Wood River, at the immediate concern, there is nothing going on at the moment besides some showers and thunderstorms. So there's currently nothing going on right now. So you can sleep for now, but like I said, just make sure you have a way for your phone to wake you up. So if you decide to go sleep, there's no immediate concern right now, but there's 2 tornado warnings way over here that just want to have warnings just in case. Yeah, this one near Cedar Hill Lakes still being confirmed by the radar. So once again, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. So make sure you move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built building away from windows. And it looks like they are shaving off the tornado watch. So that is a good sign. That is a good sign that they're starting to shave off the tornado watch. So we really just have to get past these 2 storms. We really just have to get past these 2 storms, these tornado storms, and I think we'll be okay after that. So we just have to keep watching what these do. I thought they would get sucked up into the storms, the other rain that we have, but fortunately that's not the case. But once again, we do have 2 tornado warnings. One is still being observed, headed towards the Cedar Lakes area. And as of 2 minutes ago, still on the ground. This looks to be like a rural area, but we need to make sure that everybody is in their shelter. Looks like we got a new severe thunderstorm warning coming from the south. Yeah, eventually these should be starting to move to the east. So, yeah, huge severe thunderstorm warning. That's for part of Washington County. So, that's going to be going for 48 minutes. So, but we do have one tornado that's still on the ground. It's looking very messy right now, but still being picked up on the radar on the ground here. See how we have all these same colors around it and then different colors? Means it's picking up something other than rain. Because all this other beige, light pink, whatever you want to call it, is telling the radar that everything's the same. So it usually means rain. And then everything north, like in blue, usually means it's trees or some type of damage. Sandy says, my dogs won't let me go to sleep. They're terrified. Oh, yeah. Busy night. Very, very busy night for DeSoto. But luckily, it looks like you guys just have some severe thunderstorm warnings on the way. So that is good news. But I'm surprised this thunderstorm warning or this tornado warning still going. That's crazy. Potosi 1 is still radar indicated, so we're not spending too much time on it, but make sure you're in your safe place, or like I said, the Potosi area, just sleep in your basement. Yes, heavy rain will be possible and hail up to, I think, just an inch. Or no hail is being reported, but probably very small hail is likely. Yeah, so debris is still being picked up on the radar for this storm, headed towards Cedar Lake, so that is definitely something to be watching. Still on the ground, surprisingly. The rotation has broadened out, so maybe we have some debris fallout, but the National Weather Service is still saying observed on this storm. Then the storm that's going, it's going right over Potosi right now, so nothing's on the ground now, but if you haven't already been in your shelter, you might want to run there. Someone said I can't. This is like the third or fourth time tonight having the tornado sirens off. Is that a record? It might be for the Potosi area. Feel sorry for them. If this storm up here in Jerseyville, you guys will be okay. Quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, but the main storm is right here. Looking pretty messy. So let's hope it stays like that. Let's cross our fingers and let's hope it stays messy. Because it looks like it's getting all sucked up in the rain, which hopefully it helps it. So let's see. Okay. Huge tornado warning. Fact. Huge tornado warning. And this is what we're going to be expecting the rest of the night. Rotation is going to be anywhere along this line of storms. Anywhere along this line, we can see a tornado. So now, once these storms pass, we're going to be looking for quick spin-up tornadoes. So that's something to expect. So, Washington County, sirens probably went off again. Yeah, Washington County, just sleep in your basement. Just sleep in your basement. Just letting everybody know down there, just sleep in your basement tonight. If you're in Jefferson, if you're in Franklin, I'm in Crawford County or Washington County, just sleep in your basement. I think that's all we can do at this point. But I do want to let you guys know, fortunately, in about 30 minutes, I will have to leave the stream. So, just want to let you know, we only have 30 more minutes together. So, unfortunately, I cannot get off work to keep live streaming. I want to really bad, but it is not looking likely. So just want to let you guys know that. Yes, huge tornado warning. And this is because we have quick spin up tornadoes. So there's a lot of spin. Anywhere in this line, we can get a quick spin up tornado. So this storm is still going crazy. Even with it all mixed up in rain, rotation is broad at the current moment. Yeah, but this huge tornado warning is this because we can expect quick spin up tornadoes. So, but it should hopefully start to weaken. So, but yes, do want to let you know a couple people are tuning in. We will have to end the stream at 11. So we'll be on we'll stay the extra 30 minutes for you. So this looks interesting. If you're in Godfrey and Brighton, might be an unwarned tornado trying to form up there. Nice little hook trying to get going near the Brighton area. Wow. Yeah, so Brighton area to Godfrey near Jerseyville, I would watch out. I would definitely watch out up there because it's doing some funky things up there. Trying to get a hook on it at one point, so that's interesting. Your BFF lives in Iron County. Yeah, Iron County, like I said, a little bit far from the radar, but basically quick spin up tornadoes. So anywhere in the line, they're just doing it as a precaution. So there's no tornado on the ground, but they're just doing it as a precaution. Just basically just to cover themselves. This sort of warnings is late at night, so they're doing it as a precaution that we can get some quick spin up tornadoes. Quick spin up tornadoes will be possible. Thunder and lightning reminds me of when I was sitting outside Baghdad when the war was happening, only safer. Oh yeah, lots of sound tonight. Lots and lots of sound, but this is slowly going to be pushing to the northeast. So the line is slowly pushing through. So like places like Rolla and like St. James, pretty good for tonight. Those places over there. Hello, Matt. Live in Alton. You're good right now, but where we were watching was just a little bit over from you. But Alton, you're about to get more rain and some storms throughout the night. So make sure you have ways to get warnings and alerts so you're prepared. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Well, I guess I don't have it for... This one is still observed. Crazy. I'm not really seeing the velocities, but I guess if you're anywhere in the warning, probably, yeah, I'm not even seeing any debris. Not really sure what they're talking about here, so I'm not really too worried about that. Then the storm that's going right over Potosi right now. Check the velocities on that. Some broad rotation is with that. So, curious to see what they put in the warning here. Johnson shut-ins. Yeah, it looks like some small, quick spin-ups are going to be likely. Let's see, what's the cell that's about to hit Festus looking like? If you're talking about this one, I think it'll miss you a little bit. But it looks like you're going to have some rain and thunderstorms. These should be starting to weaken. That's at least what the data showed. The data showed that they should start to weaken. But lots of red on the screen, lots of tornado warnings. I honestly didn't really expect this many tornado warnings. If you're wanting to know my opinion, I did not think we were going to have this many tornado warnings. I think these storms are catching up to each other, which is limiting this tornado threat up here in this warning. So that looks to be what's happening. That Godfrey storm, okay, Godfrey looks okay. Everybody's waking up and saying, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I okay? Yes, just make sure you have alerts throughout the night. And we'll be posting alerts as well. Because I will have to head off here at 11 o'clock. But our team behind the scenes will be posting alerts as well. So all the warnings will be coming through the Facebook page. Just the live stream will be ending at 11 p.m. I thought I had it pulled up already. So I think this tornado warning, I don't know why it's being observed. At 10:28, it was being observed. Lonedale, I think you'll be okay. So Hank, I think you're okay right now. I think the rotation, if it's, I don't believe it to be on the ground, but I think the rotation is between Lonedale and Cedar Lake. So I think you're just off to the left. If you're in the immediate downtown. If you're in Lonedale proper, I believe you'll be okay. Yeah, I'm really not seeing any rotation with this, honestly. Really starting to weaken. I don't see them continuing this. Yeah. And plus, there's no debris picking up. So it looks like we had a short-lived tornado. And then the Potosi one. Not looking too crazy at the moment, but still need to be in the shelter near Olds Mine, Happy Hollow. It's not happy right now. And then Rabbitville, Cruz Mill, Maddens, and Richwood. John says, looking like flash flood might be happening here to DeSoto. Oh, yes, with more rain on the way overnight. Yes, flash flood is going to be a concern. But these storms, like I said, they should be weakening here, so let's hope that is the trend. Interested to see what they do with this tornado warning here. This one, I think they could probably cancel. Don't know really why they have it still as observed. Might be updating the Facebook page, probably, and just not looking at it. Sometimes it could be like that. They're just updating the Facebook page. That is the chair, by the way. The Facebook page, and then they forget. So that's usually what happens. Or they're responding to reports. Okay, they did put a tornado possible tag on that storm up there. A little bit late, but they just put a tornado possible tag on that storm. So. Let's see, I just want to take a quick peek here. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we will have to be ending the stream at 11 o'clock, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not seeing. Hopefully, the tornado threat is starting to weaken, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get another warning down here from the Potosi area. But I believe the Potosi area is fine for now, but you have a tornado warning right next door. So. But I believe like the Gerald area, the New Haven, places like those, maybe like Troy, Warrenton, I believe you might be okay for the night. As once these storms start moving east and get out of the area, I think we should be fine. It looks like you got an uptick in activity down south here, so. But you can see if I change the radar here. Let me get to further radar. You can see they already cut down on the watch. So they've been shaving it off a little bit, so that's good news. Alrighty, so we're only going to be able to cover this for a little bit. Because I had to get off at 11 p.m. So we're only going to be able to be here till 11 p.m. So about 15 minutes. So not the whole tornado warning. But we do have a tornado warning for Jefferson County. So the sirens probably just went off for Jefferson County, Hillsborough area, the Fletcher, a lot of the same places as before. DeSoto's in this now. Hillsborough, Cedar Lake, Scottsdale, Bryan Mill, Arnold, all are in the places of this tornado warning. So, there is a new tornado warning that is in effect for the area. Moving to, it looks like the north and east. Yeah, northeast at 60 miles per hour. So these are starting to ramp up. 60 miles per hour. I know you guys know what 60 miles per hour is. I've seen you guys go faster than that. So, new tornado warning is in effect for the Jefferson County area, Hillsborough, Cedar Lakes, DeSoto. Yeah, everybody should just be in their basement tonight. So, but once again, keep bringing this up just to let you guys know. Unfortunately, we only have 15 more minutes before I have to get off, unfortunately. I do have to work early tomorrow. So I do have to get some sleep. So, but we'll be here till 11 p.m. on the dot. So, just want to let you guys know. Let's see if there's anything on the ground. We got a hail spike, but nothing rotation-wise. Festus is in the clear at least, so that's nice. So radar indicated rotation for Jefferson, Washington, moving 60 miles per hour. So like I said, this is moving fast. So this is going to be moving to the north and east towards our friends in Illinois. So if you're in DeSoto, watch out in DeSoto. Hillsborough, all the way up 21 near Mappaville, Jarvis. Same places again, folks. What am I doing for work these days? I drive to Springfield, Missouri 5 days a week in a box truck. I drive a truck in Springfield, so that is what we do. That is what we do. Sirens and Festus, yes, sirens are going off and Festus, but you are currently not in the warning. But I would probably be in shelter just in case. Karen says, thanks for sticking around as long as you have. We pretty much settled in the basement for a while. Oh, yes. I would, with the other warnings behind, I would just stay. I would just spend the night. Have a little camping trip. Little camping trip going in. Hopefully the basement is nice though. Hopefully the basement is nice. But we do have radar indicated tornado warning for 30 minutes for the Hillsboro, DeSoto. Probably might, if it's going northeast, probably Peevely, Kimmswick, Cedar Hills, places like those. So if anywhere in those spots, need to be in your shelter immediately. And you're probably wondering why so many tornadoes this tonight. We have something called lower level jet, and basically makes everything want to spin, and that's why we're getting these spins in the atmosphere. So that's why these storms are trying to rotate. And we just got another tornado warning, so lots of tornado warnings coming through. That's what we're gonna, small quick spin up tornadoes is what we're seeing now. So new tornado warning for the Sullivan area, Cuba area, Bourbon, places like those, Japan, and a severe tornado warning, radar indicated. Not seeing anything, but these are going to be more of quick spin up tornadoes. These are the QLCS tornadoes that are going to be quick spinning, and they'll usually most likely go away. But once again, for the people that's just tuned in, I will have to head off at 11 p.m. unfortunately. So just to let you know. Someone says check the velocities again. Checking. Not really seeing anything crazy. And like I said, with all these, it's all broad rotation. There's nothing screaming tornado on the ground right now. And this one already technically produced a tornado, so I think heavy rain will be possible. I don't really see this one being produced, but it is possible. And then this line back here, all QLCS quick spin up tornadoes is what we can expect. And the Jerseyville storm, not looking too crazy. Tornado possible, but that was like a while ago. Not really seeing anything crazy there. Once again, everybody gets the warnings and they text me, am I okay? So, sorry about that. But yes, multiple tornado warnings are on your screen here. Festus area is good for now. Val's Mines is good for now. Maystown is also okay. But you can see lots of lightning. Rotation is starting to ramp up again. Okay, rotation is starting to ramp up again near DeSoto. If you're in DeSoto, you need to take shelter right now. Right now in DeSoto. And also Hillsboro, because it's going to the northeast. So northeast near DeSoto is where we are watching. All these storms in the rear are very weak. Very weak behind. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Maybe a quick hitting producing one going up near the Sullivan area. So I would probably watch how Val's in the Sullivan area. The Fenton area, I think you guys are up here. Downstream, you guys are currently not in the warning, but I would just be watching now. I think might get some rain, but I would be watching out just in case. But like I said, we do have multiple tornado warnings. We have some off to the west here that are causing some damage. Let's see, tree down. So it looks like there's some tree downs. No homes being reported, unfortunately. But we do have the most concerning one is just near the DeSoto area. But if you guys are just tuned in, I will have to head off at 11 o'clock. Unfortunately, I do apologize. I really do apologize. I hate that I have to do it. So, just want to let you guys know. But the warnings, at least. If you're on Facebook, the warnings will at least be being posted. So, don't you worry. The warnings will be posted. The Facebook page will be active while we have severe weather. But after 11 o'clock, it'll be warning post. So, just want to let you guys know. But we're going to monitor it all the way up till 11 o'clock. We're not going to go off early. Thunder is getting louder in Fenton. Yes, you're starting to get the main part of the thunderstorm. So a lot of rain going through. We have rain here. We have rain here at the studios, but nothing severe. John says, okay, great job, sir. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. Says our weather people are exhausted. Oh, yes, we are. Lots of tornado warnings. I think we're good for the year. Very above average. Very above average. Wood River is okay for right now. Warning in Arnold, you are correct. It's moving to the north and east very, very fast. Very, very fast. I would be in your shelter if I was in the Arnold area. Let's see, is Festus going to get the DeSoto storm? Festus, I think as of right now, you guys are not in the warning, but I would just be monitoring. Nothing immediate at the moment. I also really appreciate you guys putting the locations in the chat. It really does help me out and gives you an honest idea of what to expect. So just on the west side, downtown DeSoto, we do still have some rotation with this storm. So radar indicated rotation. Nothing on the ground, which is good. And then for the people in the back, towards the Potosi area, we do have more storms, but this is going to be a line, and I think this is moving just as fast. Yeah, moving east at 55. But these storms were supposed to be weakening, everyone. But apparently they're going to weaken after they try to produce a tornado. Yeah, very interesting look on this DeSoto storm. At least on this view, it's broad, but said it's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. So that is crazy. So just only Jefferson County's in the tornado warning now. But remember, we do have some more in the back. Sullivan Storm, can't forget about you. Like I said, very broad rotation. Nothing screaming out at me. They're just putting a warning out here just to be safe. So, but just a few more moments that we can cover the storm before I do have to head off. But I do appreciate all the support that you guys have given me through the live stream, all the likes, all the shares. It really does mean a lot. Yeah, it looks like a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Nothing crazy. This one I think has had its fun. So, just watching these for the last few minutes that we can be on stream. Okay. Yeah, but the main rotation here is through the DeSoto area. So the Hillsborough, I will watch out. Peevely, Kimmswick, and near the Arnold area. probably watch out. But it looks, once again, starting to get very, 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 very messy. So let's hope that works in our favor and it'll dissipate the tornado, which will make it very, very nice. Check the velocities one more time. Yeah, very broad rotation near Bourbon, heading to Sullivan. And some interesting rotation around the DeSoto area, DeSoto and Hillsboro. Thank you so much, Team Kenny. Oh, you're very welcome. Yes, I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. Oh, that was nice. Yes, I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow because I would be on all the way. But my girlfriend, overnight, she'll be posting the warnings on the Facebook page as well. So, just a couple more minutes and then we'll have to head off for now. So, right now, before I head off, I would turn on your phone alerts. We will have alerts posted through the Facebook page. And then also, as well, I would make sure to have the TV ready. If not, there's also streamers that are also going to be taking over as well. Multiple, you probably know them. Max Velocity is still live, and WW116 are both live. So after I head off, those are both options that you can choose to continue the live coverage. But I just politely ask if you come back to me. Get some rest and drive safe tomorrow. Thanks again for your reports. Very appreciative. I appreciate that nice comment. Thank you so much. Nikki says it's storming pretty good in Barnhart. Lightning is crazy. Oh yes, nice strong storm going right on through. You are in the tornado warning. Check the velocities again. These storms are moving very fast. It's radar indicated, so I would be on the lookout for this. For another 15 minutes or so. But once again, everybody, if you're just tuning in, I will have to start wrapping up the live stream now. So I'm going to go over the general area. General area of coverage. So right now, yeah, so make sure you always come back to me. Really do appreciate it. Alrighty, so final send-off here. We have to head off now, unfortunately. But we'll put a track on here, 60 miles per hour all the way through. Let's see if it works. To the north and east. Yeah, so Paulina Hills, Arnold, 18 minutes. Melville, which in the next half hour. So around midnight, near the Arnold and crossing into Illinois. So looks to be weakening at this time. Was hopefully it stays like that, but it'll be moving very, very fast. So the rotation is very broad. They might just keep the tornado warning just in case. So that is that. And then back behind here, we'll probably have more tornado warnings going to the east, but these are going to be weak. So just make sure you have the tornado warnings set to all, and make sure you're monitoring our post for additional updates. We'll be having continued updates of warnings all the way through the night, as long as conditions warrant, and these should be out of the area by the next couple hours. So tornado warning, last call, tornado warning for Jefferson County and Arnold area, Hillsboro. Rotation looks to be weakening at this time. Radar indicated for another 14 minutes. And then a small QLCS tornado threat will be pushing through the area. And it should be weakening after this storm in front of it. So I think the Festus, the last in line, I think we could probably get a small, quick spin-up tornado. So, that is that. But I am going to have to head off here, so we'll take one more radar scan, and then I'll unfortunately have to head off. Yeah, this line looks very weak. Very weak in the back. So, and this storm is falling apart near the Hillsborough area. So I think we'll be okay for the rest of the night. But make sure you have the warnings on. And make sure you're watching the Facebook page, because my girlfriend will be posting warnings all night long until this threat passes. So without further ado, unfortunately, I would hate to leave you during the tornado warnings, but unfortunately I do have other commitments. But like I said, make sure turn on notifications for the Facebook page for the tornado warnings and for your phone, so you can be woken up if we get more tornado warnings as needed. So thank you so much for tuning in for this coverage. I'm sorry I couldn't be on longer, but I hope you guys have a good night. Make sure you have always to receive alerts, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.